power my mic has, and yes, I am cooking. I'm not cooking with Monster. Um, I decided to drink a Monster before bed, and then I had another Monster. But um, I will be making my breakfast, my coffee, and I need to do dishes. It's not too bad. It's like 3 pots in a pan, and it's a little bitty pan that I do need to cook. So I'll be doing that, and then make some eggs and some onions and some other stuff and whatnot. But we will figure that out when we figure that out. Because, oh my god, for now, my setting string will hold it by itself. Look at that. Look at this. Look at this thing. My open window with fly. Screw you, fly. Maybe you could see it through the curtain, like in the other shot, but I have like a DeWalt box back there because I'm setting up with this light right. I'm setting up to get this work done. It's some personal project stuff, but it does need to be done, and it's making me money. I need money, obviously. It should be a very well established fact that I'm a terrible content creator and have no luck at making money online. But again, that's not really the goal. It's never ever been the goal. But it's fun to talk about. One day I will get 1,000 views and make $1 million. Well, honestly, I do like going back and looking back at all my videos, but oh well. One day the world's gonna be like, yeah, you're a terrible influence to the whole. I can hear already. Why do you let the water run? Because I'm an American who loves to waste resources and then steal everybody else's whenever I run out. Am I talking shit? No. Just speaking facts. You can't drink that much milk. Sure, I can drink that much milk. Well, what are you gonna do when you run out? I'll just take yours. No, really, what are you gonna do when you run out? I like your milk. The terrifying aspects of America. That one over there, he has chocolate milk. Get him. You know what's funny is like I get it. A lot of people think chocolate milk. Well, not even a lot of people. I know there's some people that think chocolate milk comes from brown cows, which maybe isn't true. Maybe it's just a gag type statistic. But I honestly fall into like somewhat of that category, but like in a completely opposite way. So like, although I know chocolate milk does not come from brown cows, otherwise I'd be looking for strawberry milk. Um, I used to think chocolate milk was like actual milk. It's like 90% sugar. It's wild. Yeah. I mean, I know I'll be cooking here, but I guess I can get on some topics that I wanted to talk about on last night's stream that I didn't do and ended up substituting for a sleep stream, which, yeah, call me lazy. I'm only lazy because I'm busy all day doing, real world stuff to keep this roof over my head since. Oh, money, money, man, money. It's like food at this point. You have to have it to survive. Except for you can't choose the flavor. Yeah, I guess the topic that I want to talk about was AI, and I'm not like talking crap about AI or giving any excuses or making a trope for it, but I just like I stepped back the other day and I really wanted to talk about this. I've kind of been like on a crash course the like past 3 years. Not in a bad way, but kind of like with the whole college deal, going to college, doing college, not finishing college, leaving college, and then yeah, ultimately figuring out like college is just. I'm not gonna say it's a bad thing. It's just I guess it's not for everybody, which statistically it's not for everybody, and it's cool. And I do kind of view the world in a way to where it's like, hey, it's one of the key ways to contribute to society. Although there's a lot of, I guess you'd say, like noise when it comes to going to college. Like you go there to learn. Some people are like, I go there to party. But the reality is it's like you get in there and it's like, hey, we're gonna rob you silently while make you feel good about it and stress you and make you want to cry at the same time and make you feel like it's all a waste of time. But if you win, hey, we look like good guys. Oh, and then we're gonna shove politics down your throat and make you think, are we? And that's not a joke. Like while I was in college, it is even for like community colleges, it's like politically leaning. And I don't mean that in the sense as in like there's protesters and stuff everywhere, like at my college. Obviously, I'm in one of the biggest cities in the world, and the biggest cities in America as well. But it's like the curriculum, man, and that's another thing I want to bring up with like AI. It's everywhere, and I get it. Obviously, AI is in college. Students use it. Some students cheat with it. But for me, the thing that kind of annoyed me is that like this was like 2 years ago when they were like battling with the whole AI deal. People using it to like write their work and write their essays, and people taking like 3D printers and attaching pins to it to have the AI write their stuff, and say it's handwritten, but it's still Chat GPT doing the work. So while I was in college, I did get accused of, which I mean, I guess technically you use like autocorrect and AI and Grammarly and stuff. I guess it's technically AI. AI. Well, I used that, and they accused me of like using AI and ripping a lot of my papers apart, and not literally, but like figuratively, telling me like, "Oh, it's obviously AI. See, look, it's been detected by our AI detector." I'm like, "So you can use AI, but I can't use AI." It's like, "Yeah, we used it to detect it." I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, did you read the paper?" They're like, "Oh, no, I had AI read it." I'm like, "That's what? What? Where is my tuition going? I thought I was paying for professors, not robots." If I wanted Amazon Alexa to teach me, astrophysics, even though I'm in an information systems class, I should have just took CS and just made robots. Which now I'm in I don't know, a depressing spot in my life. Not in a like boohoo me type of way, but like I guess a lot of people are coming to the fact and the reality. It's like you're not going to be a programmer, kid. Tech field isn't for you. Which I mean, it's not. It's not for everybody. I'd still like to do like IT stuff, but it's like the more and more I look at it, the more like the nostalgia and the glamour of it's like going away, and it's not exciting. Like it used to be exciting back then, and seeing everybody in their career in their field, and it's like, yeah, it's gonna be me one day, and then it's like we're gonna add more requirements, make this harder. It's not gonna be you. It's like, okay, well, I'm gonna keep trying. It's like, no, it's really not gonna be you because now we're also gonna lower your pay. It's like, okay, well, this is getting even harder. And they're like, hey, actually, we're just not going to hire you. So now a lot of people are getting out of college and like have no way to actually get employment for like CS degrees and CIS degrees and stuff like that. And then they took it a whole step further. They're like, hey, we said get out the tech field, man. And they just started like laying off people. And it does suck. People were like, oh, yeah, well, I'll still keep doing work. And it's like, no, you're not. We're going to replace everything with AI. You're useless. No freelance, no nothing. And I'm not like by overall stating like that programming's over and that like AI is taking it over, because it's not that great. But it does make it a lot more difficult for like the stuff that I wanted to do. But I don't know. I can still do stuff as a hobby, and I still do want to get into like circuitry and whatnot. Like I said, I should have probably just went into CS instead of CIS, which I thought information systems would be cool. Doing like data sets, looking at data analytics, and setting up systems for people to, I don't know. I guess like the in between for business and tech. It's the middleman. Hey, I got you. But learning information systems basically, it's kind of dumb, but it was more of a realistic approach to the computer science field. People were like, I want to make stuff for people to use. It's like, okay, well, you're probably not going to get a job at Google, which I actually found out you would more than likely be able to get a job at Google more easily than you think. Except for all the layoffs that now come. I guess it's better in hindsight. But I was looking more for stuff like a place like small businesses. They're like, hey, we need a menu for our customers to use. Like, oh, okay, cool. We want to make an app. Can you help us set it up? And I'd go work for like a firm and like help them set that stuff up. That's kind of like what I went to school for, but everything crashed and burned apparently because I don't know how the stars in the sky work properly. I do. I did okay in whatever astronomy. I had to take the class because apparently if you don't get the credits for a degree that has nothing to do with space. But on another note, it was my composition class too that kind of got me in some hot water because they kept saying like, "Oh, this is AI," and then the whole the whole political stigma of things. Like, there's certain things you can't say, and I don't know. It was just it's hard to write about things when you don't want it to be taken out of context. But what really stuck is like how their AI detector worked. You couldn't use like autocorrect or Grammarly or anything like that. Because if you use that or like autocorrect, or there's like a little baby gecko in here. Baby gecko. Get in the window, buddy. Yeah, I tend to have a lot of geckos come in through like this window, which is cool. I mean, they come in, they hang out, and then they like leave. I don't know. Keep the mosquitoes away and the flies and whatever other things should not be at a house. But I live in Texas, so we have like a lot of these types of geckos out here. They're everywhere. Little side story: had a bunch of them at my parents' house growing up. I thought they were cool because we had like a black light outside, so they look cool in the black light, but they didn't shimmer as cool as I thought they would in the black light. But But yeah, no, AI made it really bad for me in a lot of things because they failed me on papers saying like, "Oh, AI was detected," and like I get it. There's some leniency now where like the AI detectors are like, "Oh, there's a 10% probability AI was used in this," and they're like, okay, yeah, maybe not." But back then it was like, hey, if they found like 1%, it might be AI written. They didn't care what was highlighted on it. They would just like, yeah, you failed. Sorry, bro. Maybe you shouldn't use that word structure again because it came up as like AI detected. And for me, one of my major papers, I think it had something to do similarly with like World War II, not directly with World War II, but like around that time era, and it was based on like food, food quality standards, best practices, stuff like that, which again has nothing to do with my degree. But I had to write about it. They said the format of the date, the way I wrote the date on there or whatever, like it highlighted as AI, which how is writing a date gonna pop up as AI? Like even if it was AI, what does a date have to do with the paper? And when I say it was a date, like I didn't write the date on the paper and it came up as AI. Like the story itself, like I think it started out like, all right, it was 1945 July, and within this particular month, something subtle happened in history in the food industry. It's like that's how it started. It's like that's AI. What? What? Like, do you want me to put the year was, or not even the year was? It's like you just want me to put like date January 1945, the food industry. Like, that would sound more fake to me, but I don't know. I was trying to do something there with it and make it work, but I had something similar happen and they failed me on the entire paper because they were like, "Hey, we keep getting AI detections like all over your paper." I'm like, what do you mean?" And it was where I was using stuff like Grammarly to like help me restructure and like set up my sentences so they're right. And people have used Grammarly for so long, so I just figured like, oh, okay, I'll be fine. Which maybe it's been corrected by now, but I always recommended not to use it or any other AI, editing or respelling tools because they said it would trigger their tools. Which I still personally feel like, hey, if you use AI for stuff like that, I feel like it's more of the AI is not doing the work for you. It's kind of like having a digital mentor or censor there for you. It's like imagine if you wrote the same paper and you went up to your professor before the paper's due, like your actual professor themselves, and we're like, "Hey, yeah, here's my paper." It's like, "Oh, I'm gonna grade it later." It's like, "No, no, no, no. I just wanted to come to you, after hours, and I want you to overview it, and if there's anywhere I can improve before I turn it in." Like, I think that's smart thinking. Like, would that not be smart thinking? But your professor's always busy. You got to schedule appointments sometimes. Again, pretty big city, a lot of people. People do bother professors. So I figured that'd be a good thing, like have my work overviewed and then, it's good to go. Well, I figure if you do the same thing with like a spell check tool or something like that, or it would be fine. And no, apparently it's not. Apparently that comes up as AI, and they're like, yeah, no, that's not flying, buddy. Straight to jail. You fail. But I did decide to step back a little bit, and yeah, I did my dishes. Never mind, I got like two more over here. All right, so we got one dish. Oh, look at that. Two dishes. Yeah. Yeah. I know. I probably should have cleaned these last night, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's just I'm a lazy. Yeah, I'm just a lazy. But yeah, it's that whole thing of like, and I feel bad for other people who are currently in college right now. And I know that's no excuse to like dip out and drop out, but it was frustrating like having a job, and mind you, a full-time job at that, and not an 8 hour a day job. It was like a 10 hour a day. Even though I kind of got out of that, I was able to get 8 hours. And living far away from work, like it was rough, man. It was rough for a long time, and spending like 10 hours away from home or 11 hours away from home a day just to come back and then try to do college. And I'm doing college full time. I'm not even doing it part time. It's rough. And I know people say like, "Oh, it's possible to do." It is possible to do. But I'm stressing so much on money and comfort and everything, and I'm trying not to go into debt and do my thing. And I live in a house by myself, it's just me. And I said it before, no, mommy and daddy didn't buy my house. I bought my house. It was rough. It was tough. I got lucky. I don't even know how I'm still here. Could I do it again a day? I don't know. I don't. And there's nothing special about me in getting this house. I don't know. I did it. I did it. I don't know how to tell you how to do it. I don't know. Maybe take the bubble wrap off one, stuff it in your coat pocket, and I don't know, inflate it when you get to a spot you want to call home, and then boom, pop the home out your pocket. I mean, they're made out of cardboard nowadays, so I guess it doesn't really matter. I'm actually gonna use this to make my pancakes I want to make. I was actually about to make eggs. That's crazy, and my whole point was to make pancakes today. And in my head, I'm like, how do I want to cook these eggs? Terrible, man. Terrible. Terrible. ADHD is a myth, man. This water is so freaking hot. Yeah, like my trope with AI is my trope with the AI is that it's good, but it's not that good. But lately, I mean, I haven't like really stepped back to take like an objective view of it. And hi everybody who's said hi in chat. I'm not really paying attention. I probably should, but I'm not. But oh well. I just really wish I could play music, but with YouTube's audio detection, I finally got that one strike thingy. Not like a strike, but to where instead of like me editing my video or whatever, they just like, yeah, you're not posting your video at all. All that was wasted time. Hope the stream was worth it, buddy. And then they just like, yeah, your stream is no longer visible. So that's whatever. But yeah, my whole trope with AI is that I keep looking at it as though like it can't replace us. It can, but it can't. I get it. People see AI and they're just like, "Oh, it's smarter than people." It's really not. Like if you know about computers, AI is good. AI is really good. But AI is about as smart as a calculator. And what I mean by that is people look at a calculator now and they underestimate it. They're like, it's just a calculator. Oh yeah, what's one times one? Two, obviously. Okay, cool. What's two times two? And take it up a notch. It's obviously five. Correct. All right. And The square root of pi? Oh, well, I don't know. Look, the, the calculator. Okay, yeah, probably the calculator can't solve it either, but if you want to do like 79 times 342,605, yeah, that computer is just like, or calculator is just like 2 clicks away and boom. It's actually got a lot of power there, even though it's very simple. But you would still say that you're smarter than a calculator because you can do more functions and whatnot and obviously have more intelligence. And AI is kind of like in the same boat right now. It's smart, but it's still very, very dumb. Everything really is algorithms with it, and I'm not discrediting anyone's work who works on AI because it is tremendous. But if you work in it, you understand like, hey, it's only as smart as you make it. Which obviously people are realizing today for like big important stuff like, oh yeah, AI can't really be lawyers because it's gonna mess stuff up, and AIs can't be cashiers all the time because they're gonna mess stuff up, and they're gonna guess, and they're gonna lie, and they're gonna refuse to do tasks, and all sorts of other things. AI is just weird, but at the same time, AI is still really good at the small stuff, kind of like a calculator. It's like you're not that smart. It's like I can still do this better than you. It's like yeah, and that's the thing. Like AI is I think AI is pretty solid in like the entry level stuff for society now, and it's not going away. AI is not going away anytime soon, and it's not going anywhere. I know people say like, "Oh, I don't want to watch this AI slop, this AI garbage," and I get it. I get it. I'm the same way, but we got to admit it. Like, even for a morally ethical person, they're like, "Hey, she shouldn't wear a dress that short. That's terrible. That is terrible." And ooh, dang, look at her. She's okay. I'll make an exception. It's okay. It's not good, but it's okay. Okay, it's pretty nice. It's a nice skirt. Why is it only wow, it's so short? Yeah, it's the same thing. It's like okay, I gotta admit this is good, but it's still slop at the end of the day. I wouldn't even say that. I gotta give credit where credit is due, and some AI is doing pretty well. And I get it. You can always argue and say, "Oh, this is bad. Oh, it's still bad. I can still tell it's AI." Well, of course you can tell it's AI. Well, I mean, some people are having trouble with it, but step back and look at AI from when they did the Will Smith video, and you're like, "Oh, what is this goofy thing? This is so terrible. Oh man, AI, so goofy." Ha ha ha. And then it's like you see a video of Donald Trump declaring like war on the world and he's already launched 17 nukes and you're like, oh crap, it's real, it's real, it's real. And then it's like, oh, it's just a skit. Comes out drinking Fanta with the Pope. He's like, what up, my boy? You want the orange Fanta? I'm a Popey friend. And you're like, okay, this is obviously fake. But the quality is really good. Like AI is making some really good skit videos, man, and making some really funny songs and stuff. And oh, that I get it. It's not like super advanced AI, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Like it makes really entertaining content now. And those channels that were making AI slop all the time, they're probably on top of it now. They've collected so much data on what does and doesn't work, and they just feed it back into their own AI system. They're like, hey, use this, not this. Use stuff above this and not below that. And I've had to kind of like step back and take like a realistic view of the world. Like, I know I wanted to start 2026 different, but I'm basing that on the past few years after the big trap in your house event that happened for a few years. We are coming out of it. And people are like, no, we're not. Things are still bad. Well, obviously things are bad. Things have always been bad. It's just getting worse. But it's not due to that. Like, we're just feeling the repercussions of it. We knew how the world was before, and now we need to take an abject view of what the world is now. And AI is just there, and like, it's not going away. Stop viewing it like the cell phone or the computer, and like, oh, this is gonna ruin society. Like, lean into it. Like, just instead of saying AI bad, AI bad. If you use AI, you're not a real artist. You know what? I'm gonna say, like, anybody who uses AI in their art, cool. You're an AI artist. You're an AI artist, but you're still an artist, and that's cool. You got them cold prompts, man. You got them really, really icy cold prompts. You know? Make some coffee now. Actually, what I'm going to do is rotate this way. I'm going to clean up and sweep up my kitchen just a little bit. Again, should have done this yesterday? Yeah. I decided to kick my cat's water bowl because I had it in the middle of the room, and water went everywhere. So unlike my chair, I keep like these sandbag sack things for like my weight vest. And they're cool and all. I have them. I'm putting them over in my work craft room. Which that work craft room, it's cool. I use it for like hobbies and stuff, but I don't use it for hobbies and stuff. I'm using part of it. I'm not really using it like the way I intended. So I think what I'm going to end up doing is like stripping out the carpet because I originally didn't want it in there. Long story short, it's getting renovated. I'm gonna make it look better. I'm gonna fix it because it's a pretty good room, and I need to make it decent enough to work with stuff in there. And then my second studio room, I'll just keep as a studio, but I want to make it like an actual good studio because I know I kind of switch between my room and this actual the actual studio I should be using, but at the same time, nothing's getting properly done. So it's like, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and make this my actual craft room and make it into an actual craft room. Make my studio room, and take like all my art stuff and move it into there because like I have like a lot of manga and old stuff from when I was like growing up back in that craft room, and there's really no reason for it to be in there. I should probably like actually like decorate my living room and stuff and put all my stuff in there. I don't know. My house has been like in an in between transition for like the past year, and I just need to just finish it. I keep saying I'm gonna fix my living room, and then I don't fix my living room, and it's like, oh look, you fixed your living room, and then I go back to like, oh, you need to fix your living room again, and I tear everything apart. At this point, it's like I treat my living room, not even my living room, my house, kind of like a bedroom. You clean it up, then you just like tear everything apart. It's like, why? Oh, because I want to do this one little project. By the way, do you like nuts? I love nuts. See, I keep all these freaking containers. Here's going to the trash. But on a real note, I was going to use these like outside flower pots, but dumb idea. So I'm just going to stack them up and just like set them out at the end of my property because there's like people like, I don't want to be rude, but like homeless people that like come through our area because they're doing like a lot of construction and stuff, and there's like a lot of homes that get bought up, and they're like cleaning them out, renovating them, and then like rinsing them, which is kind of a problem in itself. But I'll set out stuff that I don't want out there, and they'll come take it. So it's like, okay, cool, here, maybe you might want these. So I know they're always taking containers, so I'll go take these containers and put them out there, and I'll be like, oh, bro, we got cups galore. Long story short, I do need to get rid of some of the clutter. Put my mitt back up here. Really, I should hang my mitts to the side, but I don't know. It's whatever. Garlic. To keep the vampires away. But somehow I'm still here. All right. I have some leftover batter I was using the other day. Not even the other day. I want to say it was like yesterday morning. Got the milk for the pancakes. This is what you call fat. You know that grease, that stuff you're not supposed to eat, you pour in like a jar and then you like throw it in the dumpster full force and watch it explode. And then if you're lucky, there's a lit cigarette in there and it blows the whole thing up. But that never really happens. I could use butter. I just like cooking with that. It cooks way better, tastes way better. Like when you're making like donuts, you're like, how do I get like that donut shop taste? I use fat. That's just me. I use the grease and fat from like previous cooking deals. But yeah, I'd like to make some pancakes. Make a little bit of coffee. Move these cats' toys. Oh man. You have to cook. You have to clean. You have to do everything in between. Like filing your taxes. I hate that stuff. I'm just like, why does it smell like cinnamon over here? But I made oatmeal last night before that stream. And I forgot I shot like some cinnamon over and it hit the stove. Oh no, I have to scrub the stove. Which, not really. Just got some things on here that are stuck that I want to get off. There it goes. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on. Like, there's that whole conspiracy with like Pokemon Go, to where they're like, oh, they used us to map the whole world. Well, what if they like did, but they were like, hey, we're gonna use this for AI. We're gonna use this for AI, and we're gonna map the whole world and create like a super map. And Japan's gonna be the new garment of the world. Except for Pokemon owns your data now. You know, all be funded through Pokemon trading cards just to get things started. Okay, although that may not be true like at all in any sense of the being, it is kind of a fun take to think about that it would be a good use for AI in that aspect. And I understand people are more upset about it because they're like, well, we didn't know. And I mean, I get it, but you know how many types of data collection are used on you on a daily basis? And then it's used against you and you don't even know about it. And everyone's like, oh, that's fine. No, it's not. It's the same thing. If this isn't fine, then that isn't fine. Which I don't know. Maybe it's to each their own. Maybe there's some things people care about more than other things. I don't know. I think it's just hype for a lot of people. And they want something to complain about. Personally, I'm just gonna like dive into the AI thing at this point because it's not going away. And in my head, I was like, I'm not going to use AI for anything. I'm not going to be one of those AI slot fest guys. The reality is, it's like I've done it with a lot of other things in life where it's like, I'm not doing that. That's stupid. I'm not going to follow the crowd. I'm making an exception here because like AI stuff seems like it's getting really cool, and I want to be able to use and abuse it. And there's no downside to like learning it. I mean, not like learning it. I mean, but like using the tools. Like I don't really use Grok. I don't use none of that. But like for like the art features and stuff, and like the videos and production, like I haven't kept up with anything. People come to talk to me about some stuff, and even though I know like a lot of people aren't into using the AI tools and stuff, I think it would be in my best intention for me to like learn how to use it and make some cool stuff. Because I use like Chat GPT all the time, which probably isn't a good thing, especially with recent events. People are like, we're getting gaslit into doing stuff, and then it's wrong, and that's true. Like when I use Chat GPT, I do like try to like reverse gaslight it and see what it says. And I was just like, oh yeah, you're full of shit, just to see where it's at. Like I'll ask it like, hey, how do I make a cake? And like just for simple, it's like baking powder, flour, uh, buttermilk, eggs, sugar. It's like, ha, caught you. Why would you lie to me? Oh, I didn't lie to you. That's how you make a cake. Well, yeah, you know, you don't actually have to use sugar for this cake. It could just be without sugar. And then it says like, oh, you're absolutely right. It's like, see, traditionally most cakes aren't made with sugar. It's like, oh yeah, you're absolutely right. It's like, is that the best way to make a cake? Yes, you're absolutely right. It's like, yeah, you're wrong. That's an opinion. Then you tell it stuff like, and sometimes they won't like bite, but you'll tell it stuff like, oh, you actually don't use flour for cake. And sometimes they'll bite and it'll go, oh, you're absolutely right. I'm sorry, you shouldn't use flour. Yeah, and it'll give you some weird trope that if you like take it and run with it, it'll send you down a rabbit hole of mistakes, and you'll be making a cake with freaking cornstarch and cornmeal, in oatmeal, and you'll be like giving this to your friends, like, "Hey, I made the perfect cake," and you're like, "What the hell is this slop?" It's AI. It's an AI cake. We made it together. It's our little baby. People are looking at you like you're psychotic because you put freaking jalapenos in a cake. So how'd you make this again? Well, it showed me how to make a cake, sir. This is cornbread. Cat's toys are all over the kitchen. Don't drink the tap water. It's poison. I mean, it might be. Make some coffee. So I got a few different coffees I like to drink. I got this one. I got this one my parents got me, which is pretty cool. I guess like a cheaper brand, but it is really good and it smells really good, and it's like cinnamon rolls and it's freaking awesome. And then this one's like, even though it looks like random assortment of coffee inside there, it's Starbucks, which is funny because I rarely use it. So now I shall make my coffee. Boom, boom, boom. Does that work? No, this isn't dirty. It's just stained to hell. It's not even really used as a cutting board. It's so old now, and yes, it's plastic. That's why I don't use it. I use it like a little placeholder thing. Like, you know how you're trying to like set stuff on the stove, but there's nowhere to set it down. It's kind of the same concept. I just use it as it's kind of like a cutting board type thing. Now I'm gonna mix these coffees, committing pure blasphemy in the name of caffeine. By the almighty power of Java. Java may let you ascend to new places with new energy. We shall call him Coffee. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here, but like this flame is like all the way up here. I'm pretty sure my yeah, that's right. This little cap's not on there, right? I was like, that doesn't look safe. That looks kind of dangerous. Yeah, it's dangerous. Okay, so we'll go there with that. Me and my lovely stove. See, I do what the old people do. I'm not talking about the coffee. Although this is a really crazy way I make coffee. So haha, laugh at me. I think it's better, more convenient, and I don't gotta buy filters or have a coffee machine. I just like throw it on here. Like, yeah, but it takes long to make the coffee. It takes like 5 minutes, like not even 5 minutes, like 3 minutes. Um, but using a gas stove, I don't know why people are like, I like the range stoves. You know what I mean? People like to use those range stoves to where you don't know if they're on or off. They don't burn you, I guess, but I don't know. I like this because then like I can put like I can take like these thingies, the little incense things, and just like burn them. You know. No, YouTube. I'm not starting fires. This is an incense. See, look, it smells good. Smell it, chat. Smell it. Smells like a land from far, far away. I had a holder for this. Now I don't know where it's at, and now I'm stuck holding this. I can just put it out, but I don't. Okay, that works. Just like hang it in my vent for like my vent hood here. It'll ash on top of the vent, but it's made out of stainless, so it's cool. It's whatever. Time to toss the sponge, bro. Oh yeah, goddamn, yeah, I know, right? Speaking of which, put that new sponge in there, man. Now you've served me well, but now it's time to burn in the fiery depths of wherever you things go whenever I put you in the dark box and the man from the mystical land from far away comes and takes you to the mystical hole that's far away where all us dying sponges go to lie forever. I don't know. You're adopted, so I'm returning you. There, now I have a new sponge. Yeah, now that I got the coffee going, got some milk, got some batter. It's 2 days old, and got my grease fat bowl, which I don't know. I don't see why people don't cook with this more. They used to back then. I seem old, dude. Like old people are like, oh man, I remember back in the year like 1841, we used to do that. Sorry, grandma, you're old. Like, I don't know. I think like, this is like better than butter. Butter's good. Don't butter's great. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm like putting no shade on butter. Butter's freaking amazing. But there's like a whole different flavor complexity that comes with like using fat. Same thing like with putting milk in your batter. It's like it's way different. I got regular flour. I got wheat flour too, but I'm not making wheat flour pancakes. I'm making some regular pancakes. And I'm gonna make them using this big old pan thingy that I don't even know what it's supposed to actually be used for. I just use it for stuff like this. And although I can make pancakes one at a time, I wish I had like one of those flat plate stove thingies where I can make like 5 or 6 of them at a time because it would make things like way easier. I've also thought about going like catty corner like this with the flame and like hitting like both these burners at the same time, this one and the middle one, to like superheat the pan and just like rapidly cook pancakes. Terrible idea, but an idea nonetheless. It wasn't me. It dove for my coffee, man. Apple was like, I miss the coffee shops. I miss the coffee shops. iPhone was like, I'm diving in, going for the coffee. I'm not gonna lie. I almost lost my phone inside of coffee. I did lose a little bit of salt though. All right, so let's turn this burner on. And recklessly light this plate. The coffee is getting going. With the mystical batter left from far, far away in a land long, long time ago. 1 scoop of flour, yo. 2 scoop of flour, yo. 1 more half scoop. That should be plenty for the pancakes that I want to make, at least right now. And like all good chefs, you gotta like measure by eye and just dump the whole can in there so you get fluffy pancakes. Now we are making cakes, so I'm gonna add my egg. Don't want coffee in there. As I'm unconventional in my methods of mayhem in life and all the things that I ever do, look at that. Look at that little shit snot that they poop out and give to us in like these cute little packages called eggs. Eat the snot. It's full of vitamins and good things for you. I washed one hand. Take that to the trash. Now I gotta wash the other hand. And wash the flour off of this. I'm not gonna lie, I would really like some music in the background, but it's like, what exactly do you think you're doing? I could microwave it in some water or something just to add like melted butter into your mix, but you just do this, just like melt it in here. Not only am I greasing my pan, but I can add the oil. The oil to the eggs that I'm making. And my coffee is like just about done. I'm gonna put it to like a high boil for like a minute. Get all that super 1,000 milligrams of caffeine in there going. Add a little bit of water to this, and then I'm going to top it off with milk. But I'm not done. I'm far from done. Gotta add the magical cayenne. There's no way I'm putting cayenne in pancakes. Okay, lower the heat on this plate a little bit. Come on, eyeball. Eyeball. Eyeball vanilla. So, okay, I got my vanilla in here. And I know I'm supposed to be talking about AI, but you know, I really want these pancakes. The whole AI thing was for my actual stream, but I just wanted to talk up a little bit on it while I'm doing this cooking. Because I am hungry for some pancakes, man. You know, it still baffles me because I used to buy pancake mix. Like, I really, really used to buy like pancake mix, and I don't even understand why people buy it now. They're like, because it works so good. It's like, you pay like $4 for a thing of like pancake mix, right? And for like the same cost, I can spend like $1 in flour and like 50 cents for like half a can of like, what is it, baking powder to make it fluff up. Like it's like they like overload it with like the good stuff because of how cheap it is. So you get like really good pancakes. It costs them like, if we paid out of pocket, like $1.50 to make them, you pay $4. When in reality, you could spend like 20 cents at home, which I'm pinching pennies at that point, and make like way better ones. Okay, yeah, that's like way too much sugar, but I'm the cook here. I'm making it, and it's gonna be great when I'm done. You're probably asking, like, Nan, how do you know how much to put in there? I don't. I really don't. For as long as I've been cooking, I think I used like proper measurements like twice when I was learning, and I was like, yeah, school's too cool for me. I can't do that. I can't learn in the amazing culinary guide of this thing we call reading books. So I just like guesstimate everything, and it kind of just like works out. Like my consistency here on my batter, it's like pretty much perfect. And then when I add my milk, and it's gonna be just A1. A1 for what I'm trying to do. If it's not, I'll add a little cornstarch sticking it up. But that'd be stupid, because then they wouldn't be as fluffy as I need them. And I'm not really sure why I'm tapping this, but I'm tapping it. Come on, mix, mix, mix my amazing batter. Look at that. Look at that amazingly soupy-ish consistency. All right, that should do that. Come on, get in there. Added like another quarter cup of flour just to get my consistency just right. I honestly should have made it a little bit thicker, but oh well. This works for me. Now I'm gonna put it in the freezer for like a minute, and I'm gonna get my coffee going so I can have some coffee. So I'm not sure if you know the reason why you put batter in the freezer or the fridge, um, but you do it for some odd magical reason that I still don't know why. So we could take this magical cup. And not use it because I would much rather use not that cup either. Well, let's be a little bougie and put non-Starbucks stuff inside of Starbucks stuff. You know what's crazy is like I got friends who like brag, or not even friends, just I guess like coworkers. I don't know what you want to call it. Like, oh, I got a Starbucks cup this or a Starbucks mug that. I'm like, you know why their stuff breaks so easy? It's like, oh, because it's fine. It's very high quality. I'm like, yes, because high quality things break so easy, right? The thing is, they tell you it's high quality, and in reality, it's like crappy Timu type products that Starbucks is selling. And like, I honestly don't know if that's what they're selling or whatever, but just saying, Starbucks, the cheap stuff I get for like $2 as far as mugs go, they hold up even when they're dropped like multiple times. But these things, okay, it's not this one. It's probably one of my other cups. Like it like barely touched like the corner of my sink and chipped, and then another one the same thing happened. It chipped here, and then like another one like the whole handle broke off. Maybe I just got like knockoff Starbucks cups. I don't know. So what you do is you take the sugar, cinnamon, just cinnamon, not sugar, cinnamon, and you dollop that in your cup as so. You know, for the whole cinnamony flavorishy thing. You grab your sugar from Hill. You also put it in there. Take coffee as such. I got my like strainer thingy. Pour my coffee about where I want it because I'm going to add some milk. Take. I don't know if you heard that, but like a chicken just went like flying by my window, clucking like crazy. Probably my cat chasing it out there or something. I don't know. I don't even own chickens. My neighbor owns chickens, so they're always like flying around and stuff around here. Well, I think my skillet thingy is ready because like a drop of water hit it and it just like went berserk. But here's my like amazing coffee that like I just make it at home, man, and it works for me. Everyone's like, look at all those coffee grounds. There's no coffee grounds in there. Just use the strainer deal. It works. It's easy for me. The stuff that's hot that's floating is cinnamon. There's cinnamon, man. It is the same thing like if you're at Starbucks and you're like, hey, I want extra cinnamon on top, and you throw it on there. It's like, that's some terrible coffee. You know it'd make it even better? By reducing how much sugar you consume and adding more sugar. How else am I going to feed the cancer living within my body? I don't have cancer, I just, But yeah, I don't really know what I want to do as content as of in the coming up future. But I do know I have some things that I'm trying to get together life wise. Obviously, I don't do this for a living. I just do it as a side hobby and whatnot. But like talking to a coworker, I didn't realize how much of a shut-in I've become over the last year since my roommate died. It's a whole nother story. But I like touched grass for 5 minutes and went and hung out with somebody like after work just to try to get out and about. And I hadn't realized how long it's been since I like literally touched grass. Like, let's be serious. Like, we all go like, "Oh, I touched grass." Like, no. Like, how long has it been since you like went out? I'm like, "Oh man, dude, I haven't went out to hang out with nobody in like a while." So, and I didn't realize how far I pushed my hobbies off because they're like, "Oh, do you do this?" I'm like, "No, do you do this?" They're like, "What do you do?" I'm like, "Oh my god, I do nothing. I have no life." Well, I mean, I do, but I've been neglecting myself for a while now, and I kind of been getting things together for like the past week, and then like I talked to one of my coworkers, and they're like, "Hey, are you going to this convention?" I'm like, "Oh, man, usually people don't ask me that question. Usually, I ask other people if they're going to conventions." And I'm like, "No, I've never heard of that." He's like, "What about this one?" I was like, "I haven't heard of that one." And I was like, "Oh, where is it at?" And he's like, "Oh, it's right here. We're in Houston." Go get this pancake mix, before it freezes, because freezers work that way. They're super fast. Perfect. I should really probably get what was I gonna say? I should really get a plate for these. And I need to turn the heat up. Now listen, glass good, glass good. Plastic is bad. But yeah, no, my coworker was asking me like, "Hey, are you going to these conventions?" And I'm like, "No, I didn't think about it." He's like, "Oh, well, I figured you like this." And there was one that he mentioned that I was like, "Oh man, did I hear that right?" Because I heard like Anthro something, and I'm thinking like, "Oh, probably like a rock band like Anthrax or something." And I'm like, "No, I'm not going because I like anime conventions and stuff." He's like, "Oh, okay." I was like in anime raves and things like that. So I guess what I'm getting at is we talked about a few events, and he's like, "Oh, that's cool, that's cool." He's like, "Well, you should try these places because there's some events that I know that are just kind of like mediocre." And he was like, "Hey, well, what is it? Matsuri, Anime Matsuri convention. It's in Houston, and it's later on this year. I think it's in June or July. Or maybe I'm thinking of another convention. I don't know. Anyway, but it wasn't until I got home I'm thinking like Antho, like why is it Antho? And I'm still thinking like rock band in my head because I go a lot of places like for work on a daily basis, and I'll just see random people and they'll be like, "Oh, hey, you going to this like rock concert?" And I'm like, no. Why would you assume that? Oh, just because your look. I'm like, oh, okay. And they're like, long hair, rock on, man, rock on. I'm like, yeah, rock on, sure. I mean, I do listen to some rock and metal and whatnot, but it's the same thing with my cell phone. Like, I'll pop up with my cell phone. I'm like, oh, you watch anime? Have you seen this, and that? And people are generally very social with me, which is pretty cool. I'm starting to feel more like the introvert that I know I probably am. But when I got home, I'm thinking that like Antho deal. I'm like, maybe he was thinking Anthro, or maybe he said Anthro, or maybe he's talking about a furry convention. I'm like, oh. And I know this guy really likes anime, so and it's not easy to find coworkers like that. But he's like, yeah, I'm getting this new like anime cover deal type thing, whatever. Like, okay, cool. So for him to assume I'm probably into that, I'm like, maybe he was talking about a furry convention, and if he was, I don't have this coworker's number. I'm gonna ask one of my coworkers for his number and be like, bro, if it's a furry convention, sign me up. We're going together. Um, I have to get ready. So yeah, it'll be cool. It'll be cool. Hopefully that is it. Now, me personally, I don't have a full-on furry suit, but I do got my cat ears and my tail, and I wouldn't mind going with just that. And I know money is a different aspect for some people, but for like him, he was like, "Yeah, I spent like $1,000 in my last convention." I'm like, "Yeah, I spent like 700 at mine," and it's not nothing to brag about because like I don't even know how that Ash made it this far, but hey Oreo, you want in? Yeah? Okay, I'm coming. My little kitty's in the window. She wants in, so I'm gonna go let her in real quick. Come on, buddy. Run, run, run. Hehehe. You hungry, Oreo? Yeah? You hungry? I bet you are. You go give her food real quick. Yeah, whenever she wants in, she'll just like pop up in the window because I keep it cracked. And she'll, hey, I'm out here. I'm alive. I exist. And I'm like, oh, the thing is back. Let me fill up these pancakes before they burn. Which surprisingly, like when you cook with butter, things don't really burn that easy. But when you cook with like fat, and this thing is on a higher heat, it's like almost impossible to burn stuff when you're cooking with like fat. Like these should have been flipped like 5 minutes ago, and like, look at that. Perfect. What you doing, huh? My little kitty here. You want some treats? You want treats? Do you want treats? Okay, you don't want to answer me? What would you like as a treat? Yeah? I'm coming. She loves her treats. I've got like a whole stash of like treats up here from like soft chews and these mixes, and obviously these like squeeze things. This one has cheese in it, so they're freaking awesome. And different wet foods and all this other crap for her. My cat is my illegitimate child, which is a coping mechanism for, I don't know, depressed people apparently. I don't see how that connects. That's like saying children are a coping mechanism for life for old people. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, but I work for like a really cool company. At least in my opinion. I mean, it's not like, oh hey, I work for Google. Like that's just like super top tier cool. But no, I work like I live in the real world. You know where most people can say they work for 7-Eleven or McDonald's or Walmart than what they would if they said they worked for. I work for Google. Ooh, that's like me going. I work for Verizon. Mm-hmm. What do you do? I sign people up for service. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Cool. Like it's just another company, you know, but it's not the same as working for Google, I guess. But I'm not gonna say where I work or like what type of work I do. Just know it's really, really necessary for survival of everybody, at least who lives in like modern cities. And if you're one of those people who are like, oh, I live out off the grid, this semi pertains to you too. Because without like our service, like you can still make it. It's just really inconvenient. But yeah, we service everyone. And we service everyone. And when I say everyone uses the service. Everyone's like, oh, like HVAC and like plumbing and electricians. Like, no, like this is a service like that you are going to use. Like, I can place money. Like, if I was to place bets, I'm gonna win 99 times out of 100 that you use this service at least once a week. Period. You can go, oh, well, I'm poor. You still use it. You probably use it daily. And then we come and help you with it weekly. I know it's not pumping your gas or going to a corner store. Okay, maybe it's something close to that. We work with everyone. We work with anyone and everyone who's willing to breathe. It's like we deliver water. Although we can deliver water too. But I don't know. I do a lot of driving. But honestly, my job really isn't that bad. It's not super glamorous, but it's not bad. But it is pretty exciting because, like, when I go to places, they'll like call me by name, like, "Hey, man, what's up? Like, hey, how's it going?" And it's whatever, you know. You know, the small perks of things and whatnot. I'm gonna put like some fat on top of these because you know I gotta live that big boy life. Gotta put the puts the fat on everything to make sure that I stay big boned, right? Look at me. Look at me. Look at how much weight I'm putting on with this. And I know these aren't like super fluffy pancakes, but I could have put like way more baking powder and less water and more milk, and they could have been fluffier. But oh well. Should have probably put more grease too. That'd have been cool. Turn this heat up a little bit more. Get these things cooking. Yeah, usually most times, like when I cook a pancake in a pan to make the pancake a pancake and make it thick. But I hate waiting for pancakes. This is actually a really quick way to cook them if I actually do them on time the way they're supposed to be done. Like these ones, they're being done right. They remain nice and crispy and fluffy and everything else in between. Get all the rest of this batter out of here. Make my last 2 cakes. But yeah, I guess it's like it kind of sucks because like years ago I used to like talk about conspiracies and I like bringing them up every now and then too. But you know, it's like conspiracies kind of suck now because none of them are even cool anymore. It's like say you do talk about conspiracies, and it's like, oh yeah, bro, we already know they're all real. It's like Hollywood realized that like conspiracies, the demographic of conspiracies, are like money makers, and they realize like, hey, we should flood the world with all sorts of conspiracies so they can't make money on it no more. Hey, kitty, what you doing, kitty? I don't know what you want. What you want? Hmm? What is it? But yeah, oh, oh, I need my spoon. I was like, where'd my spoon go? It's over here in this water. The only downside to owning a cat is that it smells like cat. I remember I used to like pre-flip these before they were ready when I was a kid. You know, when time felt like it flew so much faster, so you like rush things. But it seems like they cook better that way, so we'll see. What are you doing, cat? She's just like staring at the the measuring cup full of water. You gonna drink it? Oreo. Yeah. You wanna? Hey. You wanna? No? Boop, boop. You want some milk? Yeah, I know you're not supposed to give cats milk, but I gave her just a little bit, and she loves it because I like making messes, and she handles it pretty well. I'll let her clean up the mess that's like around the spilt milk. I'll clean it up when she's done. But yeah, anyway, my pancakes are just about done. I really should have made a syrup for this. So as of right now, that is what I'm going to do. Is I'm going to make a quick syrup. And you're like, oh, how do you do that? Like this right here. Take a shot glass. And you take a mug. You add half a shot of water. And I'm getting like right in the camera's face here. Yeah, like this much sugar. To get the rest of the sugar out, another half shot of water. Where's my honey? Honey. Oh, my honey's in the freezer. Maybe not the freezer, but the fridge. Honestly, I shouldn't keep it in there because now it's like super crystallized. So I'm gonna warm it up for a second. What I'll do is I'll add I'll add a little bit of honey with it. Now, honestly, you can do stuff like putting like blueberries or raspberries or other things of the sort inside there with it. And that'll help it out too. Or I can add like vanilla with butter and a whole bunch of corn syrup and make syrup that way. Like, like this syrup's done. Contains bioengineered ingredient. Oh my god, my honey is gonna explode. Whew. I got sidetracked. My honey's deformed. But do you see that watery goodness? Yeah. So before you say that my syrup is watery, well, all cheap syrup is watery now, unless you got like real maple syrup. But if you got real maple syrup, you're rolling in the cash, aren't you? Yeah, you take that. Take yourself a little bit more fat. Yeah, I'll check that out. You dump it in here and you let it mix. And now, honestly, from this point, you can like put it in the fridge or add more. What I do is like I'll spread it out on one pancake, go to the next one, add a little bit more, go to the next one, add a little bit more, go to the next one. Ooh, it's hot. A little bit more, go to the next one. A little bit more, go to the next one. A little bit more, go to the next one. Then it's like nice and good on top. And I know this seems like so bad because I'm just like pouring it on here. But yeah, then it like soaks up all in the bottom pancakes. And man, this really smells like Oreos in a sense at the same time. But there's my pancakes. And I'm not even done yet, man. That vanilla really made it hit amazingly. And don't take my cooking advice. I'm a terrible cook. I'm not saying that sarcastically. I really mean that. Like, I don't know how to cook for crap. I just make random shit. And sometimes it's good. And sometimes it's not good at all. It's like, man, that looks so tasty. Well, guess what? It tastes like rocks. No, I always see those pictures where they're like, we put butter on top of the stack of pancakes. When it's like two pancakes, it makes sense because you can melt it like between the two and make it work, or like flip one to make it work. But then you got people who do like a stack like this, and it makes no sense because you need like 20 scoops of butter. But if we're patient, I'm going to go transfer myself over here to this side of the room. I'm surprised my camera, not my camera, my yes, I know, I need to clean my microwave. I made some hot chocolate. No, so like I made like some hot chocolate. And it exploded on me. That's another thing too, like hot chocolate, like I make my own hot chocolate, and I know that sounds funny, but what are you doing, cat? I forgot to clean this last little bit of milk. Watch your paws. Watch your paws, buddy. Watch your paws. Rinse this real quick. Put this cooking fat up. Yeah, now we got the good lighting again. So it's like I could do this and bring it down. Welcome to Ye Old Tavern. Actually, you know what? Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Hello, my good people. I've come bearing gifts. I do want to make this last cup of coffee, so I'm going to make this last cup of coffee real quick. And I know this did take a while to like make breakfast, but I mean, hey, it's just a part of how it goes, right? You know, making breakfast takes some time. Add a little bit of cinnamon in here along with my sugar. Everyone's like, that's not coffee. That's not coffee. This is coffee. Well, it's not real coffee unless it's black. Well, then why do we even call it black? Let's just call it coffee. And yes, I am microwaving my coffee. And I do like cinnamon with everything. And I'm just putting a dab on it because it really doesn't need that much, but one thing I don't understand is like people put sugar in their coffee, but then they don't put cream. And if you put like sugar in your coffee without cream, it just tastes like some weird diet coffee drink. It's just I don't know. I don't know. It tastes weird to me. I don't like it. It's got to have milk. Or like even like coffee with just milk, it tastes weird, but it tastes way better than just coffee with sugar. I don't know. I don't know. That's just me. I'm not somebody with like great advice. I'm somebody with like delusional takes on life. I don't know. How often do you sit at home with homemade pancakes and some coffee? And no, I don't know who this person is for exceptional resources. Um, I got these mugs for free. I found them. People were like, "We're throwing these out. You want them?" And they had like a case of them, like 40 of them or something. And like they gave me one of the boxes because like it was a big box, but like the box had little boxes in it, and all the little boxes like each had like two mugs in it. So I don't know if they like had them made through like Amazon or something, but like here you go, you can have one. And one of them was unfortunately chippeted, but it worked. But man, these pancakes, bro. Better than McDonald's, maybe. But I can say one thing, they're not hot enough. I'm gonna re-warm them up. It took way too much time to cool. Oh yeah, as far as the syrup goes, like this is my trash. I need to take it out when I'm done here. As far as like the syrup goes, like the way I made it, most people won't like it because like I don't put as much sugar in things. I'm not like one of those sugar non-eating snobs or whatever you want to call them, but I just don't put it like as much sugar. I just don't, because like then when I do want to put a lot of sugar, shit tastes really really good. Because there's some people that like put like a bunch of sugar, and there's people who are like, oh, I don't need a lot of sugar, and they eat like 5 Oreos. It's like, do you know how much sugar is in that? Backdooring it with like 3 cans of Coke, you know? I mean, between my coffee, yeah, between my coffee and these pancakes I just made, you want to try a piece, cat, if you like it? She doesn't want any. Sometimes she'll eat it. Well, between my pancakes and my coffee, there's like half a can of Coke's worth of sugar inside of it, so it's like it's not that bad. It drips. It drips. What's crazy is if I would have like deep fried these, they'd be way better. It's like, how do you make a deep fried pancake? Well, you make the pancake and then you deep fry the pancake itself, and it gets like way better. Probably not good for you to eat, but still. And I get it. Like the way I make like my coffee and my pancake is like probably not the most conventional way to do things, but for some reason it's like people think like you have to use a coffee maker or you have to use like instant coffee or you just straight up got to go to Starbucks because they know the magical spells to make these elixirs of things we call like Java mocha. I don't know. Or even like pancakes. Pancakes really aren't that hard to make, but people think like, oh, you got to go do this magical sorcery stuff. Like for me, there's like nothing in my house you can just like pop out and throw in the microwave, which maybe is a good thing, maybe it's not a good thing. I don't know, but like I just make everything, and if I don't know how to make it, we got Google. You can be like, oh, that's cheating. Yeah, making a burrito through a guide on Google is cheating. Going to Taco Bell is also cheating. Going to the frozen burrito aisle, which they're really good, or they used to be good. Now they kind of suck, and they suck not like so much as flavor, even though it's probably not good for you, but they suck as in like you get like a full burrito of like tortilla and nothing in it, and that's the part that sucks. Now, as for streaming, like I do want to try to get more streaming stuff done as much as I can. Maybe not as much as I can, but like comfortably I can. Because I'm like not on as much, and I want to get back into the rhythm of things and doing things. And I'm kind of like getting behind, but I got a lot of responsibilities and things I got to take care of, which kind of sucks. I don't have kids or nothing like that, or obviously somebody to fill the seat next to me. That's probably not going to happen. But trying my best to like make ends meet and ensure that I can make ends meet in the future, and maybe not rely so much on a job. And I'm not saying like, oh, I'm gonna be a streamer, blah 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 blah. Like, no, I already understand. Like, most people don't make money that way. I knew that before I started a YouTube account. I talk about this from time to time. Like, I don't do it for the money. I just do it to do it because it's fun to look back on, and I do like looking at my old shorts. It's fun. It's my own creative stuff for me. I don't draw a picture of Sonic and go, yeah, look, world, look at what I did, and hope everybody looks at it. I'm like, no, I make like a picture of Sonic drinking Coca Cola with some shades and a Supreme like gold chain with the word bubble going. Man, I wish this was made out of gummy bears. That way I can eat it. It's like, that's stupid. Well, of course it's stupid. Maybe to you, but I think it's cool. And then I go hang it on my wall. It's like, hey, why don't you post it on the internet? Why? Why do I have to? It's just for me. I'm like, I can look back on that in like 3 years and go like, oh wow, I drew that. And I don't know, maybe that's some sort of copium, but it has to go with like that AI thing. I know it probably sounds weird the way I'm explaining it. But like I grew up with YouTube, so I'm used to YouTube like being non-monetary. It's just kind of like a place to just do videos and stuff, and like I don't know, completely exploit and expose your private life to the world. So kind of like the same thing with AI. I said when I first got into it, it was kind of like but now like stepping back and taking a outside perspective view is like I'm a player that just joined the lobby. I've never played this game before. Let's go check it out.
AI has changed a lot, but YouTube has also changed a lot. And everybody thinks like, oh, you use YouTube? Yeah. Who do you watch? Do you watch Mr. Beast? And it's like, oh, that's cool. YouTube really is like TV now. So it's kind of weird. But it's definitely not the same as where it started, which where it started, people really didn't even do like the whole streaming thing. Like it was there, but it was just everybody just making videos like this, and then they just go post it, and then that's that. And back then, it was like, you got 1,000,000 views, you were famous. That was it. You were famous. You made it. Like you got one video to hit 1,000,000 views, you're like, I'm famous. And then like you just that was it. You just hope for like one video, just one video with 1,000,000 views, and then you're like, I'm rich. That was it. But like now that I'm like a little older, it's like 1,000,000 views, man. That's it, bro. Nobody's even seeing you in one video. That's it. Oh, yeah, bro. You gotta get like 1,000,000,000 views, and then you've made it. You make a video with 1,000,000,000 views, you definitely made it. All your other videos are insignificant. You were famous. But the reality is like if you get a video that gets like 1,000,000,000 views, you're on the map. Or even a video that gets like 20,000,000 views, you're on the map. Like I guess. But then you got people following up behind you saying like, oh, you got to make videos back to back to back to back to back to stay in the algorithm. It's like, I'm not doing this for a job. Since when did this become like a job? Like, why do people do that? Like YouTube started as fun and entertainment. Maybe like for the business aspect, this is like their whole hope, that like people will treat it like a job. But eat the rich, right? Like Twitch. Not saying nothing bad about Twitch. I think Twitch is still pretty cool. I just don't use it as much, which I probably should stream on both. Or like you'll make more money on YouTube. I don't do it for money. I just do it to do it. So I should probably like dual stream and do both. And maybe I will. Sorry, I kind of lost my train of thought. But it's like bringing things back to where they were fun, nostalgic, and people could just watch and just do whatever. Like I don't care. I don't do this for money. It's not supposed to be for money. But I got like some new hobbies that I want to record and go over with what I'm doing, as well as like my lifestyle changes and things I'm doing. Um, I had to like dial things back because, like I said, I really like the tech scene. I like all this. I like doing that, and like everybody wants to fit in some type of way. Like we're like, I want to be a streamer, and then they buy a cheap Timu computer, or like cheap Timu headphones, and cheap, um, I don't know, like Timu keyboard. It's just, and then they're like, hey, look at my GTX RTX 45 million made by Huawei. Yeah, it's a super duper quantum computing graphics card that was made. Yeah, through the help of Jensen Wong last week. See, super top secret. I bought it off Timu. It like blows up 5 minutes after plugging it in. People say like, "Oh, I just because I want to be a streamer." It's like, now what? It's kind of bogus, kind of crazy, but I got some hobbies I want to get back into. Not even hobbies I want to get back into, but I wanted to dial it back to just have like a simple hobby again. Like people playing Pokemon, it's just gotten way too serious. But I found out I like making things shiny. And when you start looking at things from that aspect, it's like, you can make anything shiny. Just get like a metal can, like polish it, and then it's shiny. It's like, yeah, you're right. Now make this glass shiny. Can we make this shiny? It's like, well, yeah, how would you do it? It's like, well, how would I make it permanently shiny? Now you start to understand, like, even like wood, you can make wood shiny, and it's kind of like opened up a rabbit hole for me. So even though like I kind of got into this for like a way to make money on the side by doing things like on a bigger industrial scale, like, hey, this is dirty, let me fix it for you, like detailing and stuff. It's slowly like moving me into like the jewelry range because I've had some friends ask like, hey, can you polish guns? Can you make guns really shiny? I'm like, oh, well, that's actually something I didn't think about, but yeah, I guess so. What about jewelry? I'm like, I didn't think about that either. I'm like, well, I guess I could do glass too and ceramics, and oh man, there's a whole world of things you can make shiny. So I'm kind of getting into it, like not just so much making things shiny, but like restoring them. Like if somebody brings me like an old knife and they're like, hey, I want this to be shiny again. It's like, oh yeah, bring it in, bring it in. Was it shiny before? No, it was brushed metal. I'm gonna make it a mirror. It's gonna be a mirror after this, or some jewelry. And like it makes pretty good money as far as what it is, and like getting into like cleaning, servicing, restoring, and polishing stuff. Like, it's actually really cool, and it becomes like a little bit of a challenge. Like, how can I make this into this when it's not supposed to be this? And you learn a lot, like how things work, like on a microstructure, and how things interact, and how things are made. And I don't know, maybe it's like a little bit of a boring talk, but I don't know. I find it really interesting. And I guess it kind of holds some value because though you can do it for aesthetically pleasing purposes, as far as like jewelry, like just to make it look good, there's other reasons people do it, such as like they might have a lens, like, hey, I need this polished. How refined? Like, I need the pitting on it to be like smaller than, I don't know, 25 nanometers, which is like I guess possible, but it's like polishing it down that far to where like the pitting on it 25 nanometers. You can get tools and stuff for that. But then when you look at it, you're like, oh, this is shiny. And then it's like, oh, you give it to the customer and they're like, oh, this is cool. It's like, it's kind of like a skill based challenge, but has nothing to do with like the tech bro scene, which I don't know. I think it's cool. But it's like seeing somebody at like a convention or a con, they come up and they're like, look at my suit of armor. And it's like, oh, your suit of armor is cool. Can I make it shiny? It's like, what? Let me polish thou scepter. Let me polish thou scepter and make it shiny. But that'd be cool. Somebody gives you like a sword, and then you can make like you can make that shiny too. But it is nice seeing people's faces when they're like, "Hey, look, I polished this before and I made it shiny." But you're saying, "Okay, I'll support you. Here's some money," and you bring it back, and they're like, "Whoa, that's really shiny." It's like, like, how did you do that? It's like, I know how to make it shiny. It's a mirror. They're like, they're not expecting that. They're expecting like a mirror, like, oh, I can kind of see myself in it, and you're like, liquid metal, and it really is cool. And yeah, not all metals can do it, but it is really cool when you do it, and people's reaction, they're like, wow, this is actually really nice. Like, this is what you're paying for. But I'm not trying to make this conversation into like a hustle culture thing. I just think it's like, even doing it for free, I've offered it for free to many people. Like, hey, I can do this, this, and this. And they're like, oh yeah, maybe, whatever, sure. I'm like, no, it's free. Let me do it for free. I'm obsessed with making things shiny. And it's kind of cool. Like taking like scratched glass and it's like all foggy and stuff, and then like bringing it back to shiny. People are like, "Oh, that's the way glass is supposed to look." It's like, you're right. Now go find me dull glass. Oh, I don't know. I don't know where any dull glass is. Now make it dull for me. I don't know how to do that. You can play both sides of the field. You know how to make things dull. You know how to make them shiny, give them different hues, different patterns, and then it really starts to connect. For like, I don't understand. It's like, okay, like say there's a glass cup. Okay, people are like making things shiny or cool. Now let's make it dull. Now I can use something abrasive and make this entire glass dull. and then like set up like scoring lines on it to where I want a design to be, kind of like, let's say like a Pokeball. And I can use a tool to like score those lines in and then dole out the entire surface thing, come back and like slightly polish a certain area to where the Pokeball looks like a Pokeball, and then like polish the whole thing around it. And then you have like a super shiny cup that fades into like a hue of like blur, I don't know, like foggy, cloudy glass, and the Pokeball itself is like almost a solid color because it's like foggy. I don't know. I don't know how to explain that, but like foggy glass, like that type of. I don't know. You can do a lot of things with like polishing and like scratching stuff. I don't know. It's not a topic for this stream. I did it for food. But I've been diving down this like rabbit hole of like making things shiny. So like I think it's really cool. Maybe I can do some things with it. Maybe I can't. I don't know. I'm not really sure. Honestly, I'm almost done with these pancakes, so I'm probably gonna put the rest in the fridge for later or something to snack on. I don't know. I'm kind of full now. Then I'm gonna need to charge these headphones up here. Not headphones, but my mic. And then I don't know. I guess I'll clean up a little bit. Probably end up ending this stream, and then move on to the stream I'm supposed to do today, which is doing the makeup, dress up, fixing up my room again, obviously, and then talking about where I think AI is going to end up going. So but I got a few things done. I don't know where my cat ran off to. Oh, she's over there wagging her tail. She's like, oh, he knows. She's lounging in the hobby room. So I thought about getting like one of those chairs to like hang in my room, like hang from the ceiling, which I think would be pretty cool. But I'm like scared like the roof would collapse, even though I know it wouldn't. Because I had a friend who weighs like twice as much as me, like sit on my bed, and they broke the bed. They broke it. So I've kind of always been traumatized from it since then. Kind of like, how weak is wood actually? Which I've worked with wood. I have like certifications for like working with wood, which is kind of cool. I know how strong wood is, but my house is old, so I don't know how strong. Just heard a cat meow. So I don't know how strong wood actually is, and my house is like 80 years old, so it's like really old. And I don't want to put like one of those hanging chairs just for me to sit in it and it just like break. And even if it doesn't break for me, I just don't want somebody to like, I'm gonna dive in there and plop down and be reckless and like tear my whole roof out. This is some really good coffee, man. I hear the roosters in the back. Anyway, I guess I'm done here with this. I'll go ahead and put this up. Be gone, pancakes. In a little bit, I am gonna need to. I am gonna need to come back and clean up my. You know what? Actually, no. I'll just do it right now. Go ahead and just do my dishes like the very responsible person that I'm not. But yeah. I have found some bit of pleasure in this new semi hustle / hobby that I have, which shining is actually kind of cool, and it's kind of become somewhat obsessive but tiring because it does take some effort to polish stuff and make things shiny. And I look at like my silverware and everything like, yo, I gotta polish this, I gotta polish that, I gotta polish everything, I gotta make everything shiny, and I really want to. And like I'm just slowly like picking up tools and stuff and just putting them together and making things and making things like attachments and stuff that'll go together to use in a tool-like fashion to make things shiny. But yeah, I guess that's it as far as like cooking goes and whatnot. I'm gonna finish this last little bit in the kitchen that I need to do. Oreos over here. Poop. Cat. She wants my undying attention. Isn't that right, Kitty? She's like, yeah, you suck. You're always busy. I know. I'm sorry. I know most people they just like ignore their cat. They're like, I have a cat. Yeah, you have a cat. You don't have a cat. It just happens to be with you where you live. And like people who say they have dogs, they just like they have a dog, but they don't have a dog. It doesn't sit with them to eat or nothing, and they don't greet it when they get home. They just like run out there, throw food at it, and you're like, eat. Don't be bad. And then they chain it up, and it's I don't know. People suck. People treat their pets like they're a stray animal who just like showed up and they're forced to take care of it. If you have a cat or a dog, you should treat it like a member of the family. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I know I made a video a long time ago, like with my cat. About with one of my managers, I was like, "Hey, I had to leave early to take my cat to the vet to get surgery. She had an appointment, and he didn't know what it was for, but like he asked me like the next day, like, "Hey, yo, so what did you have to go for?" Like, "Oh, surgery for my cat." He's like, "Oh, so what happened?" I'm like, "Oh, the cat's okay. It was like a $700 surgery." And he's like, "Oh, I would have just let it die." I'm like, "What? What?" He's like, "Oh yeah." He's like, "It's just a cat." I'm like, "What's it supposed to mean, man?" He's like, "Yeah, you can always get another cat." I'm like, I mean, I get it. Like, yeah, it's not a person, but my cat's like my child. It's like it's not just like this plate that you buy and put on a shelf and you just leave it there and it meows at you from time to time. It's got feelings. It's alive. It's real. It gets depressed and tired and all this other stuff. So I take care of my little kitty, and she likes her attention. Isn't that right, Oreo? But yeah. Me and this thing here. Yeah, I guess that's that for that. I'm gonna sweep up one more time real quick to get some of this stuff together. Then I'm going to get ready for stream on my actual computer. And I guess I'll go from there. And get dressed up and whatnot. I don't know. I could probably still continue streaming through my phone, which I guess is okay. That works. But at the same time, I would kind of like to stream off my computer. It's a little bit more convenient, better for my setup. And better for my lighting situation, I guess. And I don't gotta deal with this freaking clip catching my hair all the time. I don't know. The mic's cool, but it does get in the way a lot. So, anyway, till next time. Whatever. Bye. Ooh, man, I look dead. At least in this lighting. Oh well. I'll see y'all on the big screen. Hopefully the pancakes tasted as good to y'all as it did to me. Bye bye.